There are hidden costs to having weak boundaries in leadership. Maybe you've experienced them. Today we're going to talk about 3 of them. I'm Tabitha. I'm an executive coach and the CEO of Integrate Coaching, Consulting, and Leadership Development. And today we're talking about the costs of having weak boundaries when we're in leadership. So when we think of leadership, we often picture a person standing at the forefront with a compelling vision. They may have strong influence and the ability to make big decisions. And while those are admirable traits, what really sustains leadership over time isn't what we see on the surface. For the most part, it's something less obvious. It's the ability to set and uphold healthy boundaries. Now, I know we hear the word boundaries and it's easy to think about walls, something built to keep others out, but leadership boundaries aren't walls. Instead, they're more like guardrails. They don't block people, they protect us so that we move forward in the way we want to move forward. Boundaries give us structure that we need to stay aligned with our purpose and show up at our best. Think of them less as barriers and more as bridges to healthier relationships, healthier leadership, and really healthier living all around. So I've sat across from many leaders who are carrying full calendars and heavy responsibilities and the pressure to always be available. And while their intentions were good, what looked like devotion quickly turned into depletion. Every time we say yes to one thing, we are saying no to something else, whether we intend to or not. So what's the real cost of having weak boundaries? So number 1, weak boundaries can erode our influence. So influence, simply put, is the ability to have impact on something or someone else, the ability to affect them in some way. So when others see that we're taking on more things than we're capable of handling, we're taking on more things at our plate without renegotiating our time and priorities, and we're saying yes when we should be saying no, then they don't see us as a role model with sustainable leadership skills. They actually see us as someone with weak boundaries that they don't want to follow. So if we intend to influence our team, for example, we need to be cognizant of what we're taking on our plate because they are looking at us. Number 2, energy. Weak boundaries drain your energy. For much of the reason I just said, you're taking on too many things. Exhaustion is inevitable when we do that. So if we think of being overwhelmed as taking on more than we're capable of handling, when we get to the point of exhaustion, then we're taking on more than we can handle and we're never giving ourselves an opportunity to rebound or to recuperate from the things that we put on our plate, so we can go from overextension and overwhelm to exhaustion and eventually burnout. So if we're doing that consistently and we're burning out, if we don't have enough stores for work, we certainly won't have enough for our personal life, for our family, and the things that we do outside of work. So guarding our energy with clear boundaries is not selfish, it's actually stewardship. Number 3, our presence. So weak boundaries will steal our presence. Have you ever been in a meeting but you're not really there? I mean, you're going through the motions, but you actually are somewhere else. Maybe you're in the next meeting, or maybe you're still in the meeting before this meeting, but you're definitely not there. So weak boundaries, because we're scattered, we don't have an opportunity to be fully present in the moment. And I remember one leader would tell me, regrettably, that they would sit at their child's recital and really be thinking about work the entire time. And so they weren't fully present. Boundaries create the space for us to show up fully, to be able to show up fully with our best energy, with our best creativity, and with confidence. So I want you to pause and reflect for a moment and ask yourself these questions. Where in my leadership might I be setting a poor example for those around me? Who on your team could benefit from watching you set boundaries that are healthy for your personal and for your professional life? Number 3, what is your energy telling you about the effectiveness of your boundaries or lack thereof? So when you go home at the end of the day and you're depleted, and this happens not sparingly, but it happens regularly, what is that telling you about your boundaries you're setting at work? And then lastly, ask yourself, where do you need to be more present? Simply identifying where the lack is and where you need to be more present can help you design action around how you want to go do that. So this week, I invite you to make just one small shift. Identify an area where you've been overextended. Name the area and decide that you want to create a boundary around it. It could be something as simple as blocking out some white space on your calendar, or giving yourself some space in between the ask and the answer. For example, I like that idea, but give me some time to think about whether I can actually follow through, or however you want to phrase it. Or it could be as simple as delegating a small task to someone else on your leadership team who is fully capable of doing it so that you can do some other things. So you decide what it is, identify where you're overextended, name it, and decide you're going to create a boundary around it this week. Boundaries are not to keep people out. Instead, they are guardrails to protect your purpose, your presence, and your leadership. So weak boundaries cost us more than we actually realize, but strong boundaries give us freedom to do what we're supposed to be doing in life and leadership with confidence. This message resonated with you. Please feel free to join my community at tabithaperson.com/subscribe, and I'll put the link in the video notes. Have a great day.